All right, everybody, it is Friday, July 29th. Let's wrap up Nintendo's Newsweek. Okay, so we had a lot to go on this week. At the very tail end of it, I was expecting this episode to be super short, and it may still be a shorter episode overall, but generally speaking, there was some good stuff this week, especially if you are a fan of JRPGs, which we'll get into. Now, quick little housekeeping. I did post 2 videos since the last week's episode. I got Xenoblade Chronicles 3 early. My copy's on the desk right here. I did a early impressions video 20 hours into the game on Saturday. Go check out that. But I also did a full kind of review or first reaction after beating the game, because I beat the game before it came out, which I just posted yesterday. So if you were interested in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, go check out those videos. I do talk about spoilers a little bit, but I do obviously warn before I start talking about them. So if you're interested in those videos, go check them out. That's all I posted this week. It's been a grind trying to finish that game before it came out so I could get my review up, and I would have done it anyway because I love the game, and yeah, it's certainly something that we will be talking about a lot in this episode because there's a lot of Xenoblade related topics. Starting off with our weekly Nintendo Switch Online reminders. So no new games this week, no new virtual console things or stuff of that nature. However, we have new waves of icons for Mario Odyssey and Kirby and the Forgotten Land, of course, because they're weekly, but our new featured game for August, and this is a doozy for us Xenoblade fans, is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So starting right now through September 1st, every week there will be a new batch of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 characters and icons available on the Nintendo Switch Online kind of app that you can turn in platinum points for. This is actually probably the biggest deal of any of these that they've had so far since they started it, because if you're a Xenoblade fan, you all know we've been waiting for any kind of Xenoblade recognition in terms of icons since 2017, really. So it's really nice to see this. I think Fire Emblem certainly has to be next now. And then hopefully they'll go back even and go to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That'd be really nice to see. So, and then of course, we had the big release this week. You know, like the cover, whenever there's a big Nintendo release, I like to mention it and remind you all. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, of course, is now available worldwide. That feels so good to say. This game is currently the best reviewed Nintendo Switch game of the year, or at least first party Switch game of the year. Has an 89 on Metacritic. A lot of outlets, including like Nintendo Life, looking Destructoid. Well, Destructoid gave it a 9.5, but Nintendo Life gave it a 10. There was a lot of 10s for this game. It is the highest reviewed overall based on how many reviews there are versus, you know, like Definitive Edition has the same Metacritic score, but there's less reviews of that game. So overall, technically, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the best reviewed Xenoblade Chronicles game. And if you go watch my video, you'll know I pretty much agree with that. It is an absolute slapping game, and I cannot wait for people to play it so I can start discussing and theorizing on what's next, because man, that game is incredible. I'm 60 hours in. I'm still doing more side quests post-game, and it is my game of the year right now. So if you have any interest in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, please, I implore you to go check out that video game, because it's really good. I don't want to talk about it too much, though, so let's get into our first major news story, which dropped right before, it was funny, I stayed up very late playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, trying to beat it last night. I stayed up until like 5:30 in the morning, thinking, okay, they're not going to announce any crazy Nintendo news here this week because of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Nope. Of course, the one night I go to sleep early, or not early, but like I could have been awake at 6. Of course, the one night I'm not awake at 6, or morning, I guess, they announced Wave 2 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass. Finally, we have been waiting. We have been wondering where this was. We all expected it back in June, and it just never happened. So we have a release date for it. It's August 4th. And there was speculation predating this because of some maintenance going on, so people had an idea that this was going to be happening. But August 4th, the day before my birthday, shout out Nintendo, we'll be getting 8 more courses in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The Turnip Cup consists of the New York Minute from Mario Kart Tour, Mario Circuit 3 from Super Mario Kart, Calamari Desert from Nintendo or Mario Kart 64, and then a Waluigi Pinball from Mario Kart DS, which is awesome. That's an incredible cup right there. Calamari Desert and Waluigi Pinball are fantastic tracks. So, Calamari Desert's more iconic than anything, but still really cool to see. And then the Propeller Cup is going to consist of Sydney Sprint from Mario Kart Tour, Snowland from Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mushroom Gorge from Mario Kart Wii, another fantastic, iconic track. And then most interestingly, there had been speculation about this, based on some data mining stuff. There is a new track, Sky High Sunday. This is a completely new track for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It is not in Mario Kart Tour yet, so they have said it will come to Tour later, so technically, based on their wording, it's not incorrect. This is still a remastered track, I guess. It's really funny because when they announced this thing, they were like, okay, it's remastered courses, retro courses, 48 of them, get ready. And we were all content with that. But no, there's a straight up new track in here. It's launching on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe before it comes out in Mario Kart Tour. That is really awesome to see. It makes this DLC feel even more worthwhile when it's already a very good deal for $25 or free if you have the expansion pack for Switch Online. So, yeah, we're finally getting Wave 2 of this DLC a little bit later than expected, right before my birthday. I'm excited for that, though. I might stream it next week. We'll see. But yeah, finally getting some more Mario Kart DLC. Awesome to see. All right, and right before I started recording, once again, Nintendo, every Thursday, I'm telling you, man, at 6 p.m., they start tweeting random news. September 9th is the release date for the Minecraft Steve and Alex amiibo. These amiibo were supposed to come out in April, and they got pushed because of production issues. Not sure how you have production issues when they're blocks, but okay. Nice to finally have a release date for them. We don't know about pre-orders or anything like that, but they are coming out on September 9th alongside Splatoon 3, which definitely, it makes me wonder, you know, we're going into August now. I think a Splatoon 3 Direct is very imminent. We kind of, you know, we got Xenoblade out of the way, we got Live Alive out of the way, we got the Mario Kart DLC out of the way. Splatoon really does feel like the next thing they need to cover. So I would not be surprised if even next week we get a Splatoon 3 Direct, to be completely honest with you. And I'm wondering maybe even some more amiibo for that game, like new Splatoon amiibo. So that's just speculation on my part. But it's nice to have a release date for Steve and Alex. It's been a while since some new, not Monster Hunter amiibo release. So this is exciting, and yeah, hopefully they're not too hard to get. All right, now we already knew about this for the most part, and it was actually announced last Friday morning, but I had already recorded and edited last week's episode of the Nintendo Wrap. It was announced a few weeks ago in Japan. I covered it then, but now we have it, and it is available. Nintendo Switch Sports had its free summer update July 26th. That's when it released. Added a bunch of random quality of life features. It added leg strap functionality for soccer, so you can play soccer with the leg strap. It added S+, I believe, rank, so you can rank up even higher in the ranked modes. New camera mode added to soccer that allows you to use the free camera. Volleyball has a slide attack and a rocket serve. You can create rooms now and have a room ID, so you can invite others to play with you in online matches, which you can play with friends before, but you couldn't play with friends and then randoms on top of that, so that's really cool. There's a new difficulty level in bowling for group play, which is cool. And if an opponent's internet connection becomes unstable, the game will let you know. That's also a great thing. And then physics of bowling pins has been changed, with pins slightly tougher to knock down when bowling straight, and pins slightly easier to knock down when bowling with a curve. So a lot of weird quality of life stuff. It certainly lets you think about the argument that this game was not finished at release. I think that's a fair thing to even bring up. So yeah, Switch Sports summer update now available. Now the craziest part here is, and this is what I was waiting for, because I think I mentioned this last week, based on the stuff in the game in April when it released, we knew that there was going to be 14 cosmetic collections. Now with this update, we have up to 27. So I'm not going to go over all of them here. Right now, the soccer ball collection is available. There's my weekly mention for that. But it goes up to 27, which should bring us around Halloween. So I think it's safe to say that that means there will be golf released probably early November. And then, so, yeah, some of these new collections look awesome. You can play as a soccer ball, like I mentioned. There's the Halloween collections, just some really cool stuff. There's like a candy person you can play as. Really cool collections coming, new skin tones. So I'll show the Halloween ones on screen, but go look up Datamine for Switch Sports, and you'll find these on Twitter or Reddit. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm still playing this weekly. I'm still making time for it, even with Xenoblade out now. And yeah, I'm excited to see what is the future of Switch Sports after golf, if that's just going to be the end of it, or if they'll add more cosmetics then. We'll see. Or even just tweaks is always good. So yeah, Switch Sports getting the love it probably deserves based on its sales. I think next week, not to keep rambling, I think next week we'll get our Nintendo 3-month earnings report, so we'll see how well that game is actually done, and that's really exciting. So on to our next story. I wanted to shout it out because I don't think anybody uses this app, but it is Nintendo news. The Nintendo Switch Online mobile app has been updated to version 2.2.0, and the crazy thing here, or the cool thing here, is you can actually send friend requests from your phone now using friend codes. That's cool. I don't think anybody really uses this app. The app could be really cool. I know people use the PlayStation and Xbox apps more so, and it just feels like no one cares about the Nintendo Switch Online app. But with stuff like this being integrated, it will certainly make it a more attractive service to use in the future. But I don't think anybody really cares right now, but I wanted to mention it. They are continuing to improve the app experience, so if you're using it, there you go. You can add friends now from your phone. All right, so this news probably won't matter for most of you, but I was very excited to see it because I'm actually going to be going to this event. Nintendo has confirmed that they will have a presence at PAX West 2022. They will have booths, they will have merch, you will be able to play games, and that's just awesome. The past 2 years, or 3 years, I guess, because they were off a year, PAX didn't happen in 2020, they have not been at PAX or really any conventions, so it's nice to see Nintendo coming back to conventions in a big way. I'm excited to see what they'll have, because like I said, I will be there. I'm hoping, I'm guessing it's going to be a Splatoon 3 kind of theme booth. In 2019, they had this really cool kind of photo shoot opportunity with Sword and Shield. They had Luigi's Mansion statue. They had the Link's Awakening kind of big diorama. So I'm excited to see what they do this year, what kind of merch they'll have. They also have like the Link's Awakening pin set where like you went on like a little scavenger hunt around Seattle. That was really cool. So I'm excited to go to PAX West this year. Of course, you'll expect some coverage from me from that event. And yeah, that should be a lot of fun. So yeah, look forward to that. All right, moving it back to Xenoblade Chronicles. Genki Yokota, the director and planner at Nintendo EPD, was asked if the Xenoblade Chronicles series would end as a trilogy or if it will continue on in the future. It doesn't sound like we've seen the last of the franchise, as Yokoya, I cannot speak, and I'm reading from Go Nintendo, of course, as always. Yokoya confirmed that yes, it will still go on, with him going on to say he wants to keep the series going for as long as possible. And then Go Nintendo says, looks like Xenoblade Chronicles 4 is practically inevitable, with an eventual 5 and 6 being likely too. So we've heard them saying that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the culmination of the series, which I think a lot of people interpreted as being the last game in the series. I can safely say, no spoilers, I've beaten it. I think there will be more. I think a 4 and a 5 especially seem the most likely. I don't know. I mean, at that point, 6, why not? But I do wonder if Nintendo will keep letting them put a number on those games, because once you get into like the 4 and 5 area, it gets a little squirrely having numbers on the game. So yeah, awesome to see that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is not the last we're going to see of the Xenoblade Chronicles world. Multiple. So that's great. And then another Xenoblade 3 piece of news. So in that same interview, Yokota mentioned that the team is currently thinking of making Xenoblade Chronicles 3's story DLC match the volume of content found in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, the Golden Country. So they're basically saying it's going to be about the same size, if not bigger, than Torna was, which was already huge for a DLC. Of course, the expansion pass for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is available now for $29.99. Already got that thing preloaded, because it's not actually out yet, which is funny, because I've already beaten the game. And then, of course, you'll get other DLC with it, but if the big DLC that releases next year is anything like Torna, it's well worth your money, trust me. If you haven't played Torna, if you're a Xenoblade fan, and you kind of just wrote it off as DLC, please go play it. It is fantastic. It is, I think, in a lot of ways better than the base game of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is freaking crazy. So yeah, to see any kind of DLC like that from Xenoblade 3 is very welcome in my mind, and I really hope they release it physically, like they did for Torna, because that's always my favorite. So yeah, Xenoblade fans eating right now, let's put it that way, guys. It feels very, very good to care about Xenoblade Chronicles right now, I have to say. All right, just a few more random pieces of third-party news here. There is a rumor, I guess more so speculation, but I wanted to mention it, about Hogwarts Legacy's release date. So on Amazon, there is an art book, The Art and Making of Hogwarts Legacy, Exploring the Unwritten Wizarding World, with a release date set for December 6th on Amazon in the UK, Spain, and Italy. So people are speculating, okay, you're going to release the art book the same day as the game, right? And typically that's how it goes, so we'll see. I don't really think that game's coming out this year personally, but I wanted to mention it because I think a lot of people watching this video probably don't even know that Hogwarts Legacy is coming to the Switch, and it is. They announced that. They haven't shown it on Switch, but that's worth mentioning too. Certainly one of those ports that probably wouldn't come at release. It would come on the PS5 and Xbox Series X and then come to Switch later. Certainly, that seems to be likely, but still exciting to see. And then also, I believe some special editions leaked this week. Yeah, so we kind of see it comes with the base game, a Threshold mount, and some bunch of cosmetics. 72 hours early access to the game. Who knows if the Switch version will get all of that, but still fun to see, I guess. If you're excited for Hogwarts Legacy, it may be coming out this year. And then we do have a delay for a game. This is really interesting. The Lord of the Rings Gollum has been delayed indefinitely, it seems, or at least to an unspecified date. So it had a release date of September in 2022, and then Daedalic Entertainment and Nikon has shared a statement just saying it's not happening. They said Daedalic Entertainment and Nikon would like to thank all players for their patience and support so far. During the past several years, the team has been working hard to share our vision of a remarkable story set in a breathtaking world filled with magic and wonder. We are dedicated to meeting our community's expectations and covering the untold story of Gollum in a way that honors the vision of J.R.R. Tolkien. That being said, in order to deliver the best experience possible, we have decided to push the release of The Lord of the Rings Gollum by a few months. We'll update you with the exact timing in the near future. So, still coming soon-ish, I guess. I would assume maybe early 2023, but what they've shown of this game doesn't look good. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan, but I've seen a few trailers here at like PlayStation events, and the game does not look good at all. It looks really bad, in fact. So hopefully they can tune it up a bit and really nail that launch there, because it's been a while since we had a Lord of the Rings game, and I think there's a new show coming out next month on Amazon. So yeah, hopefully this little 3-month delay, or a few months delay, can really help the game. And then, as always, folks, we like to wrap off the Nintendo Wrap with our Switch eShop Top 5. This is so, you already know I'm smiling right now. So I actually have it up on my Switch Lite here, or Switch OLED, because I forgot when I was prepping my document here. I got some fingerprints on this thing. Well, I just spoiled it. Number 5, Stardew Valley. Number 4 is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, once again, staying in the top 5. Crazy that game is doing so well right now. Number 3 is Switch Sports, hanging in there. You love to see it. Number 2 is Minecraft, of course, which also, I didn't mention it, they released like a SpongeBob crossover pack. That's kind of cool. And then number 1, baby, pre-release, because I record these on Thursday nights before the game is available, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is number 1. I'm hoping it can stay there for like a week or two. We'll see, but all I'm saying is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 hopes did not achieve the same thing. Of course, it's a Warriors game. I would hope that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 would be at the top of the eShop, but still, you love to see it. I'm excited to see how well this game does. I think it should have no issue becoming the best-selling game in the Xenoblade Chronicles franchise, which is just so sweet to see. I love this game and these characters, and this. I'm not gonna talk about the game anymore. Go watch my reviews if you want that. But there you guys have it. That is it for this week's episode of the Nintendo Wrap. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo news coverage and all things Nintendo gaming, I guess, reviews, videos. I meant to do, it's going to probably happen next week. I have codes for some 3DS games that I was supposed to do a video on, and then I got Xenoblade Chronicles 3 early. So expect those sometime next week, probably, as well as maybe some more Xenoblade 3 content. I'm going to do maybe like a hero tier list or something. And then whenever there's a Splatoon Direct, which I think is imminent, we'll be covering that. So a lot of Nintendo stuff to be excited for. It has been a fantastic year. That's another thing I might make a video on, just how crazy 2022 has been so far, halfway through now. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. What is your favorite news story from the week? Of course, mine's the feel-good story about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, just doing really well. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys think down in the comments below. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia, Instagram, TikTok, all of the places that has an at BoTalksMedia available. That's where I'm at. Of course, I have a Discord as well. You can check out that. Link is down below. And until next time, folks, peace.